Hello everybody and good morning here from New York. We are in the end of Ma'ut Chokhmat HaKabbalah from the book of Matan Torah. כינויים הזרים לרוח האנושי. Different names for the spirit, for the human spirit. ואם כל נתבהר תבין מה שנמצאים לפעמים בספרי הקבלה, כינויים וערכים הזרים מאוד לרוח האנושי, והם השכיחים ביותר בספרי הקבלה היסודיים של ספרי הזוהר, תיקונים וספרי האריז"ל. So here after Rav Ashlag teaching us that there is a language. So Rav Ashlag start talking about kinuim. Kinuim will be translated, the best way to translate it is nickname. And arachim is values. Azarim me'od laruch hanashi, which is strange or foreign for the human spirit. Which is, you find them a lot in the books of Kabbalah, and the book of the Zohar, and the book of the Tikkunim, and all the books of the Arizal. That's what Rav Ashlag is telling us. Meaning those words which are code can be found in those books. Why is Rav Ashlag telling us that? אשר הם מטמיעים מאוד. מה היה להם לחכמים האלו לשמש בכינויים נמוכים כאלה לביטוי רעיונות נשגבים וגרשים הללו? Why wise people like the Arizal, like the Zohar, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, ואחרים, are using words like that those words are more related to the physical world because they're more materialistic word. Okay? Like parzuf, meaning face, or enaim, or ze'er anpin, meaning small face. All of those words relating more to the idea of physicality. So why the Kabbalah is using that for such a spiritual manner? Now you're going to understand why. You cannot truly explain the wisdom of Kabbalah in any other language. Only one special, unique language. It's called Sfat Anafim, the language of the branches. Based on the roots to what is relating to in the upper world. For that so, מובן מאליו שאי אפשר לעזוב איזה ענף או איזה מקרה של ענף מפני נחיתות הדרגה שלו ולא להשתמש בו. It doesn't mean just because the branch is kind of using a physical word, very physical word, we let it go because the roots of that physical word has value. לביטוי המושכל הרצוי אותו קשרי החוכמה, בו בעת שלא נמצא בעולמנו שוב ענף אחר שנקרא בתמורתו. We don't have another branch that we can use. Branch again, branch meaning how we relate to this wisdom in this world. Roots is what the true meaning of that word in the upper world. כמו שהן שתי שערות יונקות בנקב אחד, like two air or line of air are not sucking or nourishing from one hole on your skull, כן אין לנו בית ענפים שתצאו לשורש אחד. The same thing, there is no branches that related to one roots. באופן, שאם נשאיר איזה מקרה שלא להשתמש בו, if we leave some condition that we don't use that branch, נמצא שבלבד שאנו מאבדים את המושכל הרוחני, beside that we are losing the meaning of it spiritually in the upper world, כי אין לנו עוד שום מילת תמורתו להראות על השורש ההוא. So a lot of time, people who speak Kabbalah will find out that the words of Kabbalah are using physical word. And those physical words that we are using is related to something spiritual. So if you kind of neglected it, and you don't use that physical word, you also don't use the roots of that physical word in the upper world. That will damage everything for all the rest of the wisdom. And everything that's surrounding it. And we're missing one ring or one ring within the chain of that wisdom, within that idea. So we have to know every word and we have to know the meaning of every word in the upper world. על כן נמצא שמטיל פגם על החוכמה כולה, כי אין לו עוד חוכמה בחוכמות עולם שיהיו העניינים מלוכדים וקשורים זה בזה, בדרך עילה והילול קודם ונמשך, כמו חוכמת הקבלה. We know what makes the Kabbalah wisdom so special and so unique because it's like chains, that every piece connects to every piece. Every piece connects to every piece. So if a person kind of skipping on one word, okay, one word, what end up happening is missing the whole thing. It's like you have one piece of one of the ring in the chain that's missing. You no longer have a chain. You don't overlap anything because you have one thing not connecting it. especially in the wisdom of Kabbalah. Those of you who study deep, you have so many parts of him, so many sfirot, so many olamot, so many levels of understanding. הקשורה מראשה הצוואר זה וזה ממש. כמו שרשרת ארוכה, אשר על כן בהיעלם לנו ידיעה קטנה בינתיים, נחשכה בעינינו כל החוכמה כולה. If you're missing one piece of knowledge in Kabbalah, it's as if you're missing the whole wisdom of Kabbalah. משום שכל ענייני הקשורים חוק חזק זה בזה מתלכדים לאחד ממש. Because everything is interconnected and it become one. And when you kind of separate this piece from another piece, you no longer have the whole picture. ומעתה, from now, אין שום תמיהה. There's no more wonder עליהם. במה שמשתמשים לפעמים בכינויים זרים. There's no more wonder why the Kabbalists are using words which are very physical, like light, like kli. Kli means vessel, container. Those are very physical words. כי אין להם חירות של בחירה. בכינויים להחליף ולהמיר רע בטוב או טוב ברע. They don't have freedom to choose this word or that word because there is rules. There is a language. The upper language versus the lower language. And the lower language, which is called שפת הענפים, is related to השורשים. Is related to the roots. אלא שבוחרים תמיד להביא בדיוק אותו ענף או המקרה, המורה באצבע על שורשו העליון בכל השיעור הנחוץ לעניין. Is to show on that branch that is indicate what is the roots that relate to it in the upper world. וגם מוכרחים להרחיב את דברים, עד שיספיקו להגדרה מדויקת לעיני חברי מאמנים. And we have to go further with that until the ma'ayen, meaning the person who study, will be able to grasp the idea based on the branch. So when a person says kli, for example, vessel, depends what he's talking about. Before the tzimtzum, the kli is a different level. After tzimtzum, the kli is different. And the kli in Atzilut is different. So now, when you know the meaning of those words and what it's related to, what's a frame of reference, then you know the whole wisdom. Today is also the Ilulah of the death anniversary of my grandfather, Alav Hashalom, Avraham Hajani, Ben Mordechai. And it's good to, Akarat Tov, to always speak good about the Yom Ilulah. And we know that one of the things that my grandfather used to do is to remove magic and evil eye from people. Used to be a lot of people who go to him and get cure from whatever magic or ayin hara, evil eye that they had. And it was wonderful how he did that work. He used to have always a box of tzedakah. People put the charity. He never let his family to use that money only for charity for poor people or for food for poor people. Show you the power of charity. Second thing is the one who showed me the tefillin, and he was very patient with me, even if I was not into spirituality at all, but he was patient with me. The third thing about my grandfather, the way that he invited me to Shabbat and teach me the way how Shabbat go, make me love God, love the Chagim, love the Shabbatot. You know, it's a zchut for a person to be able to love people, to be able to love Chagim, to be able to love Shabbatot, to be able to love the mitzvot. And when you're lucky enough, like me, to have a grandfather like that, who is like a spiritual kind of angel, that able to see that there is way out in everything. You know, one time my cousin did something wrong. He got with the wrong people, and he went to prison. He has a short temper, anger a little bit, and they put him in prison. It was complicated because the people he was hanging with was very dangerous people. And my grandfather, instead of, you know, going into the idea what happened, what this happened, he was busy saying, okay, let's do a certain word, a certain pray. I don't know what he did. It was never revealed to me. But right after that, the president of Israel at that time, by mistake or not by mistake, I don't know what exactly happened, pulled his name. They say it was by mistake out of prison. And he went out. Of course, my cousin till today thanking Hashem, thanking God, thanking my grandfather for that, is to show you his power. But of course, it was hidden. It was not revealed to everybody his power. And today, you know, we know that tonight we're getting into 17 of Tammuz. Tomorrow is a fasting day for when unfortunately the temple, not the temple, actually the wall around the temple being destroyed, being collapsed, showing us that this is the beginning of Tammuz. You know, till now, it said the Shekhinah is not here. But from this point on, for the next 21 days, that's when they really, we have to be careful. And whoever capable tonight to sit on the floor after Chatzot, after midnight, and cry for the pain of the Shekhinah, for the pain of people, will be, in a way, the night to do it. Don't forget to fast tomorrow, and fast start in the morning, end up in Tzet HaKoravim, when the star is coming out. Every city has a different time, you can look it up. And all the best. May the soul of my grandfather Avraham will rest in peace. All the best.